Shemai. Right, I am getting ready to do a bit of printing, but I thought I'd do a little bit of a catch-up as we've had the printer now for just over 2 months, and we have printed, you ready, 978 hours on it so far. We got our Bambu Lab P2S. We got it in the middle of October, just after it had come out. But I was away working and things, and so we didn't actually get to set it up until pretty much the beginning of November, a few days. So what I'm going to do, very quickly, we've had loads of people asking us questions about how we do things. I'll show you quickly what we've been printing. Rich is in work at the minute. He may make it into the end of the video. So I'm going to show you what we've been printing. I'm also going to show you how we do certain things on the computer in the other room. We've had a couple of little mishaps, which I'll talk about as well. Nothing serious at all, but wow, we are still loving it. So some of our latest prints, I'm actually in the middle of doing these little stackable bins at the minute in different colours. Right, yeah, I love dragons, always have done. Something about being Welsh, I think. And so yeah, we've done quite a few dragons and little eggs. And you can see I'm quite proud of this one because I did some more extra colouring in on that. But yeah, I love my little dragons. There's a slightly bigger egg. Yeah, it's one of those filaments that changes colour. Rich has done a little skull glasses holder. He's also been printing out some things for his new phone and his watch. There's some chargers and stands for there. Really boring things, scrapers to get things off the build plates. These are quite interesting. They're meant to be like little stands for plates and decorations, but we collect agate slices. Yeah, those are just some of our agates. We move them every year to put Christmas decorations up, and every year I think I must sort out some decent stands for them. So yeah, it wasn't as straightforward as I wanted it to be because I've had to actually do quite a few test ones, because what was happening when I was printing them out like that, they were sort of laying back too much. So I had to do a little bit of fiddling before printing them properly again. But yeah, all the agates are looking nice on their new stands. We've got another new dragon there. The purpley ones are older. Yeah, see the little yellow one? Rich has been trying to print a bigger version of that a few times and it keeps failing. There you are, you could just see the last time the big red one failed. I just had a little go of sort of downsizing it a little bit. We have managed to print one complete one so far. A really cool alien, and that's printed in glow-in-the-dark filament. So yeah, when the lights go out, he sort of lights up a little bit. Absolutely love him. But what I want to do today is print out at least one, maybe two more plant pots. And I'm going to show you guys how I do it, how I alter sizes. And in fact, if you look there, that one's got what we call a fuzzy texture to it. All right, it's sort of a little bit more textured compared to that one. So I'm going to show you how we do resizing, how we do the different textures, and I'm going to have a go of changing colours on one as well.
Right, I've jumped into here. This is actually my music studio and teaching room and things like that. This is where I got the computer set up, which I can record things. Wow, I didn't realise how bright this top was. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you, first of all, that you can do lots of things from a mobile device, because when you go with Bambu Lab, all right, and we haven't really tried any other software. We're not designing our own things. We're just taking things that are already available and in some cases changing them a little bit. But you get something called Bambu Studio, which is for your computers, your laptops and your PCs and Macs and things. And you've got Bambu Handy, which is for your mobile devices, your phones, iPads, tablets, Androids, etc. So there we are, I've got my iPad open at the minute. If I click on Bambu Handy, all right, you can see pictures of 3D prints and things. If I was to click on device at the bottom,
it's actually going to open up our printer, which isn't printing anything at the minute. And then if I click on me, it takes me to our page. Right, okay, so what you can see here, we've got our likes, our collections. Now, collections, this took us a few days to work this out. How do you save the things that you want? And in this case, you put them in a collection. So if I go to collections for a minute, all right, I think these are just all the ones that have opened up recently. Yeah, there is a Donald Trump one there. Richard, he's going to do a joke. Not a big supporter. But if I click on our collections, you can suddenly see that we've got loads of different collections on here. And in fact, we have made one, which would be a link in the description below, called Webb's World Collection. And it's basically everything we have printed-ish so far. I'm already seeing things that are missing on here, okay? But I will make sure this stays up to date. So if there's something you see in a video, you can come and find it on here. Now, just to give an example, all right, let's have a little look at the dragon egg. So if I click on that, all right, it's going to give me certain information straight away on it. All right, how popular it is, how many times it's been downloaded. Now, in theory, if I just wanted to print this as is, in other words, I'm not changing it or anything like that, but I could literally click prepare to print. It's going to give me different options, and I can literally, I don't want to start the printer because I don't want to do it in this, but I can choose my printer and so on, and I can literally start the print just from my iPad. And as you see, I'm not even in the same room as the printer, but because I actually want to alter a few things today, I am not going to use Bambu Handy, I'm going to use Bambu Studio. So right, I've actually moved on. I'm doing this on a Mac, but you can download, and you do have to download it, it's a bit of software, the Bambu Studio for Mac or PC. All right, and I run it on a PC as well. It works exactly the same. So what I'm going to do now is actually, rather than just opening up Bambu Studio, I am going to go into the Maker World. Oh, look at that. So I've got Maker World open on here. It looks very similar to the Handy version as well. But this time I'm going to just click on our profile so I can get into our collections. And then I am going to go and find a couple of different things that I can show you how to do. Then we're going to have a go of printing a plant pot. Now then, the moon seems to have gone down a storm. Okay, let me find it. I'm looking for lamps. I must concentrate on what I'm doing. There we go. All right. The reason I'm going to show you a little thing with the moon, as I said, we've printed, I think we're up to about 5 or 6 of them now. We did them for ourselves, Christmas presents, and then I had a couple of requests. Another nephew went, I want one of those. So I'm clicking on the moon, okay, and I want to actually look at the moon for a minute. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to then click on Open in Bambu Studio. All right. Give it a couple of seconds. There we go. It's importing and loading the moon. And that is what the moon looks like in the bit of software at the minute. All right. It says no supports. You don't need supports with it. But we have printed a moon out. And if you don't put supports in, that's very weak at the top. Okay. So the very first one, which we printed with support, did this, all right? So you, from quality down here, you go across and you click on support, all right? And then you click on enable support, all right? And then I'm going to slice the plate. This will take a couple of seconds.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that is now coming up. I'm looking at some of the details on here. And it's saying the total time is going to be 18 hours to print. Look at those supports, all right? Or they're like little trees all the way around. But if I click that, inside there, it's like a forest. We did this once and it took me pretty much half an hour to get all of those supports out. All right, so that's just to give you an idea of what it looks like with the full supports. Now, the reason I wanted to click advanced on here is there is another option has just appeared which says support critical regions only. We discovered this in a video and thought, all right, we'll try that. So now I'm going to click that button and I'm going to slice the plate again. It's not taking anywhere near as long this time to slice it. There we go. All right, so now suddenly, if we look at the data up here, it is only going to take 8 hours to print. That's how much difference the support and things make. And we've done probably 4 moons like this now, certainly 3 or 4, and they work perfectly. It's as if it's the full amount of support on. Now, if I look, can you see there's a lot less support going round the bottom of the moon? Remember before it was like a forest growing up, and underneath there is just that one support, and that will make sure the top of the moon comes out really well. Okay, so that's how you do support. You click down here, make sure it's on global, you click on support, make sure advanced is clicked, and then you click enable support and support critical regions only. And we've been using that support critical regions only for quite a few things. Okay, right, let's have a look at some other things and actually have a look at the plant pot. So I'm just going to close this down for a minute. It's going to ask me, do I want to save it? No, I don't. You can save things onto your computers, or you can just refer back. I tend to save things if I've altered things. So for example, I have a file which says good moon, scale to whatever it is, and I know that's the one I'm going to use. In this case, let's just go back for a moment to our maker world. And this time I'm going to go into a different collection and I'm going to find my plant pots. Let's have a little look. Now, you might recognise some of these already because you've just seen some of them printed out, okay? Another little bit of advice, when you are looking at what you want to print, have a little look at things like, for example, if I click on this pot here, and I have printed this one out, this is the one I did as a Christmas, for my Christmas poinsettia, you can see on here straight away it gives me how long it's roughly going to print, 7.3 hours for the smaller version or 11.5 hours for the larger version. And if you look, if I click on that for a minute so you can see a bigger picture, that's a very, very intricate design, okay? Whereas I'm actually going to click on, let's have a little look. Let's go with a zigzag. How long does that take? 4.4 hours. So that's a big difference there with the printing, and the filament really is pretty much the same. That one there, the wavy one, is a 5-hour print. Right, we'll do a zigzag to start with. So how do I do this? Again, exactly the same. I'm going to do the full size one. All right, I may do a smaller one a bit later, but we're going to open it up in Bambu Studio. So that's just imported it in. Now then, there's a lot of information on this left-hand side, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't really watched many tutorials. I'm pretty sure Richard has. I haven't, because I like just clicking on bits of software and finding out how it works. So up here, you've got your filaments. I'm not really worrying about that today, because when you go to print, you can choose your filament. All right, down at the bottom here, if I click on this for a minute, there we go. You can see straight away now, that's given me object size down the bottom. Okay, and look, I can have a little look from the top and I can scroll right in as well. I'm going to attempt, this could all go horribly wrong, I'm going to attempt a couple of different things. Okay, so to start with, let's have a little look. I am going to make sure that at the moment there is no texture on there. But if I wanted to put a texture on here, I'm going to click on the item, then I'm going to go to others down the bottom. Okay, and there's loads of different stuff. Don't ask me what half of it means, but I have worked out this bit here. Fuzzy skin, okay? If I click on that, and I'm just going to go to contour, all right? Contour means the bits that you can see. I don't want to make the inside of it fuzzy skin. Nobody's going to see that. But now, when I go to slice the print, you can see at the minute, it still looks pretty much the same. But when I go to slice it, there we go. Can you see now it's actually changed the way it looks? All right, it has literally got a fuzzy skin. And what I'll do now is I'm going to do the same thing on here. I'm going to, hang on, wait for it to download. There we go. At the moment, and I don't need to put supports or anything on these, so I'm not concerned about supports. That's why I wanted to show you the moon. But now, if I click on here, prepare. At the minute, no fuzzy skin. Let's put fuzzy skin on here. Contour. Slice it again. And hey presto, we have now got fuzzy skin on that as well. Oh, resizing. Okay, resizing is really simple. All right, you click on
at the top, scale. And at the moment, this one is on 100% scale, all right? They do change sometimes, but this one's at 100. So say I wanted to make it bigger, what I would do is put in a bigger number up here. 50 is not a bigger number. Can you see suddenly now that has gone much bigger? I don't want to do that for today, all right? I have done bigger pots, but for today, I'm trying to keep it. How do I go back? Undo. There we go. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible for the printing times. But if you want to resize something, you go there to scale. But say now I did this to 150, I would then also need to do the other part to 150 as well. Right, so I'm not doing any resizing or anything. What I do want to do though is just change the color of it. There are several ways of doing this. All right. For example, if I clicked on the top up here, you can do color painting, and there are ways of doing different layers on here. But the first way I found to do this, and it worked, so I'm going to do it again today, is if you look at it after you have sliced it, this appears on the right-hand side. And what I want to do is I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to try, if I can, to pull it. Let me scroll in a little bit more. I'm going to try and pull it down to where it does the change. So it's about there. All right. This may not be perfect, but I'm going to have a go of doing it this way. All right. Now, if I right click on the plus button, it says change filament. All right. Now I'm just going to choose a random color on here a minute. Let's go with, let's do the green, actually. The reason why is because I'm probably going to do beige and then a green base. Now, when I slice it, hopefully, anyway, it's going to actually change the color of that top section. All right. As I said, there are other ways of doing it using the paint tool and things. I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible, and this is the way I worked out I could do it to start with. There we go, that looks better. Oh, no. That is what it's going to look like, all right? Hopefully, anyway. Okay, I'm wondering, does it need to be that big? Ah, let's do it, Doesn't matter, it's only a pot at the end of the day. So, I've sliced it. I'm on my right printer up here. Okay, I'm not worrying about the base for now. So when I go to print plate, it's giving me the two colours, but I've got different colours in the printer. So I'm going to start with, this is my smaller beige. Okay, and then I'm going to keep the green as it is. And in theory, fingers crossed, it's going to come out correct. Yep, I think that's all right. So we've got our green, yep, our brown is going to be our beige because that's what we're going to do the main part of the pot on. And I'm going to click send. Right, I can hear the printer going in there, so hopefully that has gone into that. What I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to get on with some other work. I've got some lessons to prepare while that is printing. Then I will quickly show you what I do with the base when I print that. And then we'll see a bit later on how we're getting on. Right, the printer is all working. It's downloaded. It's changing filaments at the minute. Right, fingers crossed. We'll have a little look in a while now. That is the start of our plant pot. Right, see you in a few hours. I've been keeping an eye on this from the other room. That's one of the beauties of being able to watch it remotely. I knew it was coming up for the filament change. In other words, where it changes colour, 79%. So we're just waiting now, changing filament. The green is coming through. And what we should see, I think anyway, is that it's going to go to the tower first. And it'll put a layer on the tower. And then that sort of makes sure that the green is coming through cleanly. So hopefully it has worked. It's gone to the tower. And it's definitely green going on that. So then it starts the main object. And there's green going on that as well. So we're at 80%, 47 minutes left.
Once this finishes, then we'll put the base in. There we go, the green is going on tidy. I better go and do a bit more work, I think. Richard's not home yet for a few more hours. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Right, clear some space. Print complete. Okay. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. It's freezing in the other room. Way, right. So, we have got one plant pot with our green top and beige, and look, it's got that fuzzy skin or textured outer. Right, I better go and get the base on the go. Okay. 994 hours now. Right, I'm gonna go and put the other thing on. Okay, right. So, yeah, that's all. Hour and a half it's going to take, which means it'll probably be finishing just about when Richard comes home. We may get him in the video. We'll have to wait and see. Right, okay. Print. And I want green this time. Okay. Shouldn't take long to go through now. Oh, it is really cold in here. I've been in here all afternoon, so if I have got a red nose, you know why. I can hear the beat from the other room. 1 hour, 35 minutes. 10 to 6 is due to be finished. Richard normally gets home about 25 to 6. Right, I'm going to run in there, make sure it's all right, and hopefully we'll have a complete set very soon.
A little later.
There we go. 37% in. Hour left to print. Awesome. Right, back to work. What? Not printing anything? No, you're not. And Richard's not home yet. Right, let's go and get the kettle on. Definitely time for a cup of tea. You watch my dress, boy. Come on. I spend way too much time watching that. Right, kettle is on. I need a cup of tea. Yeah, I did put green in, just checking. Ooh, this sounds like something's happening. Rich! It's done! Oh. Go away, doggies. You haven't even seen the new pot yet.
That's nice.
Isn't it?
That is nice.
Oh, this is really hot. This is really hot. Idris, man, that's not helping, is it?
Look at that.
Put that down for a minute because it's really hot. Right, let's get it off the plate then. So we've got the pot. We've got the base, which sits in there. And it's got that texture on the base and on the actual pot.
Good,
isn't it?
Yeah, fuzzy skin.
Right, Richard is home from work. Come on, they can't see
Hello.
him. So, it's been a bit of a manic day because when I haven't been speaking to you guys, I've literally been stuck in the music room doing music stuff. Oh, hang on, we've got some questions that need answering. Hang on.
Answer them.
Right, first of all, where do we get our filament?
Amazon mostly.
We did buy some from Bambu Lab when we first bought the printer. Do you want to explain your price?
My price point. Cheap. Any filament. Any filament.
All right, and we've used quite a lot of different filaments, and we're almost at we may have hit the 1,000. Hang on. 994 hours. So yeah, all the filament we've bought lots of cheap filament. When I say cheap, we tend to look at sort of £12, certainly lower than £13. And what you'll find on Amazon is quite often the colours go up and down. And you spend a lot of time, don't you?
Yes, I said, so you've got different makes selling the filament, and they'll put one on offer. And if it's the colour you like, you buy it.
And that's what we've been doing all along. So nearly all of our filaments have cost £13 or less. We did ask for a filament for Christmas from a few people, so we got some nice, more expensive ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, We tend to buy it from Amazon and we tend to buy it cheap.
Yes.
We use nearly all PLA. Nearly every, or certainly all the colours have been PLA. I made a mistake and bought transparent PLA and I meant to buy silver. I did buy silver in the end. But yeah, generally PLA.
Yeah, it's easier to print with. It's for beginners. So PLA is the best way to go. And it doesn't give off any fumes.
Which is the other question. Well done, sweetie.
Yeah.
Do we have a problem with fumes? No, we haven't noticed anything. Richard works in this room when the printer's running all day. I think because it's got the doors on the PS2. And is it something like fans?
There's a fan and a filter, so it takes out any smells, I suppose.
No, we haven't noticed any odd smells. As I said, Richard works in here. The animals often sleep in here when it's printing and things, and we've had no worries at all. Okay. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video, but maybe found it useful. We had a lot of people asking us, could we show you from the beginning to the end? So yeah, we go to Make a World. We either use Bambu Handy, the mobile app, but you can't really alter it, or Bambu Studio, which is on the computers and you can alter it. Then we resize or recolor or add things to it, but we're not really doing very much to them at the minute.
There's so much choice on the Maker World.
Yeah.
You usually find what you want there and make a little tweak to it.
But yeah, that's tweaking. Don't be frightened to tweak, like the dragon. This dragon, okay, I did those horns. They weren't meant to be that colour. And I did his underbelly as well. All right. So that was me just trying things out. And as I said right at the beginning, what's the worst that can happen? Maybe something goes wrong and you waste a few quid on filament. But are we still enjoying?
Oh, loving it. Loving it.
We really, really are. Like as soon as we finish this video now, I'm going to crack on and get back to printing those stackable things for organising again. So, as always, as I was saying, if you've enjoyed the video, please give us a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and
ring the bell.
He's getting it now, so you don't miss out on new videos. Thank you for watching.